What's up, y'all? Welcome to the winning team. I'm Nakisha. If you're new, today I wanted to talk about what you should be doing your first month blogging. What should you be focused on? I know when I started my blog 6 years ago, I had no clue what I was doing. I just wanted to share my thoughts with the world. Honestly, that's what I thought. I treated it as an online diary, and it showed, okay, in the first year, because I did not make very much progress at all. And I want to save you that heartache, okay? Because I got no page views, no one was looking at it, but I was writing my little heart out. And today I want to share with you some things that I wish I would have known then, that I know now, that I can help you with to save you some of the things that I actually had to go through. So I got my notes here, and I'm just gonna go through them as I have them listed here. So the very first thing is that you need to get clear on what it is that you want to share online, okay? A lot of times people go into creating their blogs and they don't really know what they want to share about. It's exactly what I did. I just started writing, okay? I just was like, okay, whatever's on my mind today. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that, but when it comes to blogging, you have to think about, okay, I want to rank in the search engines, right? People don't know you, right? And if you don't have a huge audience to share your blog out to and tell them to go over to your blog, you're pretty much going to be depending on search engines to get people to your blog. Now, I'm not saying that you should only depend on the search engines, because it's 2024. Things have changed when it comes to blogging, okay? I think it's absolutely necessary to build off search engine traffic coming to your blog. I think that's absolutely essential. So let me first say that. However, you do want to do what you can to get some search engine traffic to your blog. So you want to be thinking about search engine optimization. You want to be optimizing your posts in order to rank in the search engines. And in order to do that, it's usually a good idea to know what you want to talk about on this site so that it makes sense for those search engines and they can send people to your site as it makes sense, right? And typically Google likes to see sites that have a good domain ranking, and you do that by becoming an expert in whatever category it is that you're going to be creating content off of. So if you're going to be doing homemaking content and you're talking about cooking and cleaning and, you know, child rearing and all that stuff, it makes sense. That's what you're going to focus on. You're going to focus on homemaking. Google knows that. The blog posts that you create signify that. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to get clear on what you want to talk about so that you can post with intention and post so that it makes sense, right, for your readers and for the search engines. That's the first thing. I had no clarity when I started, okay? Secondly, you want to go into this and not throw all of this money into getting up a fancy site just so it looks good and all that stuff. You want to spend as little as possible, right? Because this is something that you're trying out. You're not sure, you know, how it's going to work out, if you're going to like it. Don't go throwing this huge amount of money into getting this custom blog set up and all of that. So you are going to need hosting for your website, and you'll need a URL for people to come to with your website. Now, for me, I did this as little as possible, as cheap as possible when I first started. And actually, you can do this for free in 2024, absolutely for free these days. You can get your blog set up and hosted, and with a customizable URL for absolutely free with Podia. Special thanks to Podia for sponsoring this video. Podia is an all-in-one platform that allows you to not only host your blog for absolutely free, you can sell digital products, you can get email, all of that stuff on this platform. And I think that it's absolutely amazing for beginners. It works really well for beginners because you don't have to worry about, one, putting out all this money up front, and two, you don't have to worry about taking all the time to learn how to build out a site that looks reputable and that looks good. They take care of all of that for you. It is literally click and drop and slide and your site is set up that simply. So Podia is an absolutely amazing option for beginners who want to test this out and see how it's going to go for them before you just dive all in head first with all of your resources to set up a site and a blog that's going to cost you just way too much. I actually have a special link for Podia for you down in the description box where you can go ahead and get that set up for absolutely free. Test it out, see how you like it, and let me know in the comments how that goes. Now, after you have everything all set up, you want to make sure that you're consistently posting, right? Consistently posting. The search engines like consistency. People, your supporters, like consistency. They don't want to be following you today, getting amazing information from you today, and then you fall off for 6 weeks and they don't hear back from you, okay? Let me be honest and say that I've had this issue. I'm telling you from experience, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? It is not a good idea. Stay as consistent as possible. I always tell people once a week minimum with your blog posts will take you a very long way. Now with Podia, the blog posts are so simple to do. It makes it so easy to do that it takes the guesswork out of it because everything is set up so seamlessly on the back end. But just to make it a little bit easier for you, let me just give you a quick breakdown on what your blog post should look like. Setting up your blog post in Podia, you want to make sure you do some key things to ensure that your blog post is going to rank in the search engines and you're doing your best in order to get it to stand out and be found online. So the first thing you want to do is do a heading for your blog post. This is going to be your H1 heading. You put it here at the top on the blog post, and over here under the details you can put a portion of that here as well, along with an excerpt of that blog post and what that's going to be about, just to tell the search engines what this blog post is about. The next thing you want to do is ensure that you got your SEO together. This is the SEO title of the blog post, which is going to go here at the top. You want to make sure you have some keywords in there, and then the same in the SEO description. Again, we're telling the search engines what this blog post is about, and you want to include your keywords here as well. Next, you're going to go down and you're going to do some of your H2 headings here inside of the blog post, just to get certain aspects of that blog post to stand out so that the search engines can then read that. And you want to make these short little paragraphs so that it makes the blog post a lot more legible, right? Smaller paragraphs makes it easier to read. Bold, italic, you want to do these bulleted lists. It just makes things easier to read, especially when people are looking at your blog post on a mobile device, which can be rather small. The next thing you want to do is insert some photos inside of your blog post. That's going to help tell again these search engines what the post is about, and it's going to break up some of that wording as well, just to make it a little bit more easier on the eyes as they're reading. And this is just a good way to showcase something that you're talking about in the blog post and break up the monotony of just the wording there. So always insert some photos. You can edit here, go ahead and insert the photo and a little blurb about what that photo is about, so that again the search engine knows exactly what it's about. And then, you know, I believe that the Online Bonnie and Clyde is a blog and a YouTube channel. If you have one, insert your blog post in the blog post as well, so that it can give it a little bit more search engine juice. I just love the combo of YouTube and a blog, so put in your YouTube videos where you can. Okay, so now that you have a blog structure set up, it's pretty simple. You know what the structure of your blog is going to be. All you have to do each time is fill in those blanks and you're all set, and that will help you with maintaining that consistency. Now, the next thing, in order to maintain that consistency, you need to create a schedule for yourself. Create a schedule. When are you going to write your blog posts? When are you going to edit those blog posts? When are you going to schedule them to go live? When are you going to take the photos for the blog posts? You got to have a schedule for everything that you do on the blog, because when you have a schedule, you're basically holding yourself accountable for getting it done. Okay? If you don't have a schedule, it's very hard to do things if you don't plan for it, at least for me. So set a time that you're going to do all of these things so that you ensure that they will get done nonetheless. Now you have your schedule, you're going to maintain your consistency and all that. The blog is set up, you know how to use it. Now we got to be thinking about the monetization. Okay, can we be honest? Can we just be honest? You got to be thinking about the monetization. I didn't make money for a very long time when I started my blog, because I didn't know in the beginning that this is something that was so lucrative and people were making all of this money with it. But then when I found out, I really didn't know how. If I'm being honest, I didn't know how to make money with it. It was like, okay, so how do I do this? So I want you to be focusing on how you want to make money with this blog. Now, I did a video where I walk you step by step on some amazing ways that you can make money with this blog. You can check that out right up here. But just a little mini synopsis of that is that with Podia, they actually have built-in features, right, that you can make money directly inside of your blog. I mean, you don't have to go sign up for another service, link out to it, try to embed stuff and all that, because typically that's what you have to do. With Podia, the monetization features are built in. You literally can create a digital product today and be selling it tomorrow. Matter of fact, you can be selling it today, okay, on your blog if you get it done in a timely fashion, okay? So the monetization features are already built in. You just got to be thinking about them. I'm not saying that you have to do it today or that you have to monetize immediately, but what I'm saying is at least have it at the forefront of your mind, because this will give you some direction on how you do things, right? If you know that you want to monetize with digital products, maybe you say, you know what, I need to write more blog content that's going to promote my digital products, right? So be thinking about the monetization, have the money on your mind. All right. And now here's a big one. Here's a big one. Here's a big one. Don't try to do too much. Do not try to do too much. Here is the thing about the internet in 2024. There are so many things, okay? There's so many things to be doing. There's blogging, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. There's just so many things to do, you know? And it's easy to get distracted or feel like what you're doing is not the right thing, or what you're doing is a slow method, or just so don't try to do too much. I like to tell people to choose two things: your blog and one additional thing. Especially when you're just starting. When you will get to the point where you can do multiple things. I know you see people doing multiple things. Heck, I do multiple things, but I've built up to that place. When you're just starting, I would lock in and focus on writing. Focus on writing your blog posts and promoting those blog posts for at least 3 to 6 months before you think about adding something else to it, okay? I know social media, I get all that. I get it, okay? You want to have a presence. But if I could go back and change something about what I did when I was starting my blog, that would be the very first thing. I would lock in and simply focus on writing my blog posts and promoting them. And I would promote them specifically on Pinterest. Write and pin, write and pin, write and pin. Now, why would I focus on Pinterest? Because Pinterest is a search engine, the only search engine that people go to specifically to click out to people's blogs. So I would write and pin for at least the first 3 to 6 months. And so I don't have to worry about focusing on so many other things, how to do social media, how to do videos, all that stuff. No, we're writing and pinning for the first 3 to 6 months. And then after that, then you can come back to the drawing table. But in the beginning, I would just write and get some blog posts up and get started there. So don't try to do too much. I promise you, you will burn yourself out. It will be too much. And just think about this. If you focus on writing in the beginning, once that 3 to 6 month period is up, whatever you decide, you will then have something to promote once you go and get on social media or once you start doing the other things, right? You will have a library of content that you can tell people, hey, go check out my blog, right? You will have that versus you got 2 blog posts up on your blog and you're telling people to go check it out. Like, why? Because once they see those 2, then there's nothing else for them, or maybe they only see one because the other one is not relatable for them, right? So you want to have some sort of back catalog of work that people can go and see. So yeah, that's going to be your action plan for your first month of blogging. Remember, if you want to get your blog started for absolutely free without you having to invest anything up front, free email, free digital product hosting, check out Podia at the link in my description. Go ahead and get signed up and let me know how it goes down in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And if you want to know more about starting your blog or making money with your blog, check out this video right here because I go in depth on exactly how you can do that.